Geez, Yucky, Blue Futon, I hope this shirt works. If it doesn't, I'm gonna look really weird in this video. But let's go in the box for this review. This is weird. Bram Stoker's Dracula. That's this cool little Supreme Cinema series with a little booklet and everything. So it's pretty cool. Technically a 4K quality. Well, in audio that is, not in the visual department. But let me go watch this movie. I mean, you know, I kind of like this kind of stuff. But I'll let you know what I think of Dracula, because I've never seen this version. I'm not going to flip it because the disc will fly out and I'll be really sad. Just a kind of nice packaging. Yeah. So I just got done watching Dracula. What's it about? Well, it is the story of Dracula, but this one is actually more in line of the book, the Bram Stoker version of Dracula, while other versions, of course, you have characters based off the book, but not really portrayed in it, or they just leave characters out. This one, they try to full-fledged be as much of the book as possible to go back in his medieval days of him fighting for the church, fighting for God, stabbing Turkish, putting them on spears, and then his wife committed suicide. She's going to be damnation in hell for eternity. And so he's like, I did all this for God, and now God won't even help my wife, even though she thought I was dead. Damnation happens. He turns to a vampire / werewolf / beast / man, which I didn't know Dracula could do this. So it was crazy. This has Keanu Reeves, Winona Ryder, Gary Oldman, Cary, and Anthony Hopkins in this Dracula story of Van Helsing and everything else. So what I like about this movie, this is a very unique movie. And if the book is like the movie, I didn't know that it was this sexualized of a movie / book. Because there's a lot of sexual stuff in this movie that happens, and you're just like, oh. Like, for example, there's this one scene of Lucy, bit by Dracula, had some of her blood, and she was in a dream phase, if you want it. Not really dream, but she was dreaming to go to Dracula, who was in werewolf form, and there's kind of a sex scene with a werewolf and Lucy, and I was like, oh, we're going here. Francis Ford Coppola, you know, we're going here? Cool. But if it's like the book, I mean, props to him for actually pushing the boundaries to make it this sexualized like the book is. And there's also a lot of interesting different film technology methods he uses in this movie. For example, the final battle scene with horses and chasing the Turks, which has Dracula in it. It's a lot of this fast moving, 1.5 speed, weird cut jumps that kind of actually work for the movie, just how crazy and intense it gets. So I do like that. Also like that gothic atmosphere of the movie, how they portrayed different characters in this movie to kind of have like the American, the English, the crazy Van Helsing, because Van Helsing's always been a younger person, but this one goes into him being older. They talk about the mental institution, how it was like back in the day, the 1800s in London. So this dives deep into a lot of mythology I didn't know existed with the book. With this, like I said, there's a lot of weird stuff in this movie. Like I said, the sexualization was very interesting, and I did not see this coming. There's a good amount of gore in this movie, but it was a fun time to watch. This movie kept me entertained throughout the whole experience. But that doesn't say there are some weird choices made that you're like, oh, we decided to do it like this, and you're just like, this is interesting. And apparently there was like 37 cuts of this film, or 38, which is crazy. But Dracula, it's a very watchable movie that won 3 Academy Awards. One of the better Dracula movies that I've seen that comes from the 90s and today, of being realistic, actually being R-rated, not trying to go for the masses, because apparently this also made like $30 million back in the day, opening weekend, and that was unheard of, and a lot of movies can't even do that today. Bram Stoker's Dracula. I recommend watching it. I'm pretty sure you guys already have, or you've probably already seen Interview with the Vampires, because I haven't even seen that one either, but this is the one that got put out of the box. So Dracula will receive a 4 out of 5 Blue Futons, which equals an 80%. So let's see the critics and user scores gave this movie. So you have the critics, a 72, and the user scores a 79%, and here's the critic consensus. Overblown, in the best sense of the word, Francis Ford Coppola's vision of Bram Stoker's Dracula rescues the character from decades of campy interpretations and features some terrific performances to boot. I have to agree with that critic consensus. Apparently, also, I watched the special features, and a lot of actors, there's a lot of disagreements in this movie. There's a lot of people going out for this role. And apparently, They went for Keanu Reeves, but in the future, years down the line, they said that might not have been the best choice. Even Keanu Reeves said he was basically tired. I think he was in that Point Break area and just doing a lot of movies back to back to back, and he was tired. He didn't think he gave his all in this movie as well. But apparently Winona Ryder and Gary Oldman were friends before it, but during filming there was some conflict. And Gary Oldman and Francis Ford Coppola, even in the special features, there's a scene where him and Keanu Reeves are kind of in the beginning of Transylvania, and Gary Oldman and the director just doesn't get what they want together. Like, Gary Oldman's like, I need a mark on a stair to know when I need to say my lines. And the director, Francis Ford Coppola's like, no, just say it at this time when Keanu Reeves is back here. And Gary Oldman's like, I need a mark on a stair to help me. And it was a funny back and forth of, you could just tell that a lot of special features don't do that, showing the behind the scenes like struggles they're having. But this one actually dig deep to like Gary Oldman wanting to do his part right, because he was having like 17 characters in this, like old him, younger him, Romanian him, werewolf him, bat him, rat version, just a lot of versions, and then the older version of him being in the dirt. But it's fun dynamics watching this, and how many people went out for this part. Alex Baldwin, you have a bunch of people in this list of people going out for it, and you're just like, it's kind of interesting of know how much this movie did and how much behind the scenes drama, you could call it drama, it had. But it was fun to watch. This is one of the ones where I would actually watch commentary with the movie just to see what the director and other stuff would say during the scenes, and if he had any, other behind the scenes fun to talk about. But anyway, digressing. But do you agree with my 80%? The critics, 72. Are the users, 79. Change second to Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this Blue Futon Utopia, you Blue Futonians. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Like I said in the beginning, it is rated R for sexuality first and horror violence. So yeah, there's a lot of sexuality in this movie. Sorry. But like I said, if it's based off the book, and the book has it, because a lot of Gothic, medieval, times did have this sexual stuff that was always so titillating. Oh, we can't show this. And it showed on this one. So you can only commend it, and he does do some crazy movies. But I've seen Apocalypse Now once. I did not like it. And I haven't seen The Godfathers yet.